This is to all the Catholics out there that think that their testimony is boring. Well, here's the thing. I want you to share your boring testimony. Share it, because we need to hear boring testimonies for a change. And when I say boring, I mean there's no boring testimonies. Welcome to All That Catholic Stuff. I'm Chris Bray. If you've been watching my videos for a while, I would be so grateful if you would subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and would you consider supporting my ministry at patreon.com/Chris Bray so that I can continue to provide these faith resources to the people that need it the most. All right, here we go. It's time for us Catholics to start sharing our boring testimonies. Now, when I say that, I don't mean to offend people, but here's the reality. Is like, we hear so many incredible and profound testimonies. Maybe it's from a convert to Catholicism, or maybe it's from somebody who walked away from their faith and something tragic or profound happened in their life that God used that to draw them back into faith. And like, we hear all of these incredible, inspiring stories, and I love those stories, and we need those. But here's the thing, here's what we need even more. We need the boring ones too. And when I say boring, I mean there's no boring testimonies. There's no testimonies that are like, we just shouldn't not hear. Like, if God has done something in our lives, then we should share that, not for our own glory, but for His, because God wants to use that to lead other people back to Him. And it's time for us to start sharing our boring testimonies. And now you're probably thinking like, Chris, what are you talking about? Well, I mean, I'll be honest, my testimony, it's kind of boring. There's nothing too exciting. Like, I wasn't addicted to drugs and then God saved me from that. And I wasn't in a car accident and like was in a coma for 10 years and I heard angels singing in my head, or like, I didn't have one of those like profound, exciting, glamorous testimonies that we all love to hear. I have a pretty boring testimony. I was born into a Catholic family. I grew up Catholic. I went to church. I encountered God in a time of prayer and a time of need in my life. And tried my best to stick with Him ever since. I mean, that's a pretty boring testimony, right? Like, yeah, I mean, like, I've really simplified a lot of the details, but here's the thing. It's like, boring testimonies are relatable. I think there's this pressure as Catholics, as Christians, to share like this really incredible, like, wow, like what this awesome story, almost like a theatrical performance, this emotional, moving journey. When really, what God wants for us is to be authentic in our faith. And maybe it's some small little thing. Like maybe it was just some act of kindness. Like you had a child and you recognize God through the birth of your child. I mean, that's a simple thing. Isn't that amazing? That's relatable. People need to hear that. Or maybe you were just walking on the beach and you saw the sunset and you just had a moment where like God spoke to your heart and He used that to draw you into a deeper relationship with Him. That's amazing. Or maybe you, in your life, have devoted every single day to spending time in adoration before the Blessed Sacrament and worship and prayer of Jesus. Like, in one of those times, God spoke to you in a profound way. Or maybe it's like through those times that you simply just feel close to Him. That's a boring testimony, but that is a testimony that people need to hear. People need to hear these boring testimonies because it's not all about the glamorous mountaintop experiences, but it's what God is doing in our lives each and every day. Every single day, God is at work. And He's at work in the ordinary, and He's at work in the really moving and inspiring testimonies as well. But here's the thing, God wants to use us right where we are. And so maybe you have a boring testimony and you think like, but nobody's gonna wanna hear my story. It's pretty boring. I've been Catholic my whole life. I got nothing to share. Share that with somebody who's maybe struggling being Catholic their whole life, because that might be the story that is inspiring for them. And that might be the boring testimony that they can relate to. I want to just give you some encouragement. Wherever you are in your faith journey, wherever you are with what your testimony is and what God has done in your life, let's share our boring testimonies with those around us, because God might just want to use that to draw people closer to Him. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, I would be so grateful if you would share this video, subscribe to my channel, give me a like and a thumbs up, and would you consider supporting my ministry at patreon.com/Chris Bray so that I can continue to provide these faith resources, these videos and music and talks and all of this for the people that need it the most. Go to patreon.com/Chris Bray. Thank you so much. God bless you.